All right, there we go, folks. We are live, I think. Yeah. All right, good evening, everybody. A good look at everybody. What's tonight? Tuesday night. Is it Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday night. See, the week's been long already for me. Anyway, good evening, good evening to everyone who's tuned into our live stream this evening. Welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here, and I'm going to be spending the next 45 minutes or so with you as we go through who DuePoint is, a little bit of background on our business, the people here, what the opportunity is all about, what the benefit for you is here at DuePoint, and after the presentation, you're welcome to come speak to me, ask me any questions that you might have. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We have been around since 1952, so for a very long time, nearly 7 decades. We've operated very successfully in the insurance space. You probably don't recognize the brand or the name because Constantia have never dealt with consumers before. They've always been a so-called B2B business. They've only dealt with other financial service providers. They underwrite a lot of financial products, especially in the life space and the long-term space in South Africa. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there. That's our Financial Services Board license number. That's very important. We have to give you that number so that you can make sure that you're dealing with a regulated business, especially in the financial space. You'll notice in the foyer above the water cooler, we've got all these certificates up on the wall. If you go take a look at those, you'll see those are our Financial Services Board licenses. So we've got a number of those. We've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got an investment license. We've got an FSP license. So you're welcome to go scrutinize those. You'll find them on our website too if you want to check them out afterwards. But we certainly take credibility very seriously here at DuePoint. We trust, or should I say, we trust that we need trust in the business. We understand that you certainly need trust for any proposition to be taken seriously. And so I hope that we've allayed any fear of us being an illegitimate business. We are also listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange, so I think that adds a feather to the cap. The senior staff are these people that you see up on screen. So the first 3 individuals are our accountants in the business. Fairly important to have lots of accountants in the business in a financial services provider company. They are all registered chartered accountants, starting with Mr. Benfield. He's our senior executive. He heads up this division. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance. I think he can blame his father for that because his father has been involved in insurance since he left school, and very successfully so. His father, Dr. Brian Benfield, started Clientele Life, which is probably one of the most successful long-term insurers in the country. His father started the IFA. They have started businesses in Europe that they're still running now. They helped assist start businesses in Australia. They've started other businesses that have shown a lot of success very quickly. So Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. Both became CAs, both got into the insurance business, and together, I guess as a family, they started a company down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD. PMD is now the 4th biggest short-term insurer in the country. So we've got some serious financial pedigree in Mr. Benfield. Then Tim and Stacey, they look after all the other auditing, accounting, financial regulatory requirements in our business, all important stuff. Then myself and Jane, the 2 non-accountants, not less important, just non-accountants. Jane is here this evening with us, so if you speak to her, you'll know she's got a funny accent because that's because she's from York in the UK. York is somewhere north of London. But she's very experienced in direct selling, in network marketing and referral marketing. She's been doing it for pretty much all her life, also since she left school. So she's got very important experience that she brings to our business because we're an insurance company, but the marketing model that we've adopted is one that centers around referral and network marketing. And so Jane's expertise is very important to us. And then myself, I've been working in advertising, branding, design for about 25 years. I ran my own agency for about 15 of those years, fairly successfully. It's still running today, although I exited that business, and we also operated very much in the financial space. I've got a little bit of financial experience in the last 25 years. So that's our senior team. We've got client service staff, we've got our admin staff, but the mandate of staff is to support everybody that joins us here at DuePoint. It serves us as a business, in terms of our business interest, to make sure that everybody that we depend on for growth in this market are being effective, that they're happy, and more importantly, that they are profitable in this endeavor. And so we do everything to support you with regards to being effective here at DuePoint. Very quickly, we discuss the personal finance situation, circumstance that South Africans find themselves in. Is anyone happy with their personal finance circumstance in South Africa currently? Right? Not even close. Not even close. And what this business is about mitigating that risk that is suddenly posed to us with regards to employment. No longer can we depend on the economy, on our companies, on our bosses, on all these external factors to get us through life. We have to start taking control of our own income, and this business is the opportunity to do just that. So if you're tired of being in a debt cycle, if you're tired of getting a 2% increase, if you're tired of groceries increasing by double what your salary is going up by annually, if you are tired of thinking about what your retirement is going to look like when you get there, well, you're in the right place to start making some changes. And we saw this as an opportunity. As a business, we launched the DuePoint system 2.5 years ago, so in February 2016. So you can say we are still fairly young. Brendan often compares our business to being a toddler, that we are getting up and going. You don't have to take so long. You'll see the opportunity that exists for each person very quickly in this business. But we have a number of aspirations for people in this business. So it kind of speaks to what our business is, the ethos that we have in our business. And we always speak about wealth creation here at DuePoint. So you might be thinking, well, I got invited to a presentation where I was promised an income opportunity, but it goes beyond that. It goes to the extent of wealth generation. You might be wondering, well, what's the difference between wealth generation and income generation? Well, I can illustrate it very quickly. You could have someone down the road here earning 200,000 Rand a month as a salary who doesn't have any wealth. Why? Because they've spent all their money on financing a very expensive car, financing a very expensive house, and they're actually indebted. They've created zero asset wealth. At DuePoint, you're going to be creating assets that hopefully turn into wealth. One of the biggest aspirations we have for people in this business is to get rid of their debt as quickly as possible. So you'll see, we often bring up examples of the power of getting rid of your debt faster than what you currently are, and how that empowers you then to create wealth. And we create wealth through the ownership of assets. And ultimately, if you can achieve those two things, I think, if you're completely debt-free, imagine not getting any debit orders at the end of the month, beeping on your phone, and you're only creating wealth through the ownership of assets that you are purchasing, hopefully that grow with appreciation. I certainly hope that you would be in a happier position than you were previously. So that's really what our business is about. How does this all work? As guests this evening, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint. Once you join us, we refer to you as wealth engineers. And as a wealth engineer, you've got a single task in building what we call a channel of distribution. So I'll show you shortly what one of those look like. But it is basically you going out and connecting other people to DuePoint. That's all you have to do in this business. If you're successful in that process, where you can connect other people to this business, they ultimately become wealth engineers and product owners here. That success leads to a host of benefits, primarily being an income, an extra income, that income opportunity. The nature of the income is very important because we create what we call recurring income. This is very much the antithesis of active income, which we all partake in. So I assume most of us here are employed. Maybe you own a small business. And unfortunately, we are pretty much involved in active income. Active income only pays you when you're directly and actively involved in creating that income. So you might be thinking, well, is there another way to create income? Yes, it's called recurring income. Some people refer to it as passive income. Some people might refer to it as annuity income. It is the ability to make money when you're sleeping, when you're not actively involved in it. It's like owning a second property. If you own a second property that you're renting out, that creates annuity income for you. You don't have to be at the property. You don't have to be in the house sitting there while you're renting it out. It's the ability to create income without being actively involved. In this business, you can spend time building your channel of distribution in the month of, let's call it September, because we're pretty much in September. that'll pay you not only at the end of September, but potentially the month after that, 3 months after that, a year later, 3 years later, 5 years later, you could still be earning income because of the activity in September 2018. This is where you want to invest your time, right? That's the number one reason I left my business, because we weren't creating passive income. There was no intrinsic asset value in our business, right? And a lot of small and medium enterprises fall into that trap. And you begin to realize that you've got to work for the rest of your life if you want to keep creating income. We harness the power of duplication, so we refer to this as leverage. It's the ability for you to, or the opportunity for you to go out and find other people to collaborate, to help you build your channel of distribution. In turn, what can happen is that you can leverage your recurring income and the size of your channel. Because if you go out and you find, let's say, for example, 10 other people that are doing the same work as you, you've just multiplied yourself by 10. Your channel can grow 10 times faster. Your recurring income can grow 10 times faster. You want to take advantage of leverage in this business, right? Our business is FlexiTime. The technology that we've put in place here at DuePoint allows you to build your channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day, right? So you have that flexibility. There's no startup capital in our business. So we've designed this business to have a low barrier to entry. I don't want people having to consider this opportunity with the fear of risk. Imagine I said to you when you all arrived, right, this is a great business opportunity, the best in the country, but you've got to put down a 50,000 Rand deposit that's non-refundable. No way, right? People just wouldn't look at that. We designed the business to have a low risk, so that it becomes as accessible to as many South Africans as possible, right? It gives you the opportunity to try the business, even if you're skeptical, because there's very little risk involved, right? There's no qualifications or experience required. I've yet to have someone come in and drop their CV on the table. Anyone bring a CV with them tonight? No CVs? Again, we want it to be accessible to everybody. There's no requirements around your past. You get to build an asset. Now, this is probably one of the most important benefits, because what I'm proposing to you this evening is that you sacrifice time to build your channel of distribution, right? But in knowing that, know at the same time that you have ownership over the asset that you're investing time into. If I said you didn't have any ownership over any of this, well, that poses more risk to you. But know that your channel of distribution, you have legal tender over it. It means you can sell it. Right? If it's producing 5,000 Rand a month in income, it has value. We have many wealth engineers who have sold their channels over the years, right, for whatever reason. It also means that when you get to retirement and your active income ends, right, when you hit pension, your assets don't disappear. Your assets don't retire you. This business can pay you through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s, through your 90s, and when you die eventually, like any other asset, it doesn't disappear. You get to pass wealth onto your beneficiaries, onto your children, right? Very little of that happens currently in South Africa. So I'm hoping that people will be happy to sacrifice time into building this channel of distribution, knowing it's theirs. There's no selling involved in our business. So if you were scared with the prospect of having to sell insurance products to your friends on the weekends, I can allay that fear and say you won't have to do any of that. We actually, in our code of conduct, contract you out of that obligation. We specifically and explicitly tell you, you may not sell, promote, publish, market our products. That is a great thing. What you're going to be doing in connecting people to this business opportunity is speaking about the business opportunity, not our products. That is my job. I will tell people about our products. Our website will tell people about our products, right? The different platforms we put in place will do that. It is not your job. Your job is only to connect people to this intro presentation. The nature of our products being financial in nature means we don't have the stock and distribution issues that tangible products have. And so you didn't have to bring your uncle's bakkie this evening thinking you were going home with boxes and boxes to do this business, right? So again, convenience around the products. So those are the benefits. Your success is certainly determined by your ability to build a channel of distribution. So it begins with you. You are going to become a wealth engineer and a product owner, and now you are tasked with connecting other people. If you're successful, and in this case, you've been successful with 5 people becoming wealth engineers and product owners too, your channel starts to take on a life of its own from this point. because the people that you connected into your channel are going to go out and start building their channels. What they're doing is building your channel in turn. This is where the leverage comes into. This is the power duplication that you want to take advantage of. How do you take advantage of this process? You bring strong people in at the beginning. Like any organization that exists around the world, whether it's the army, government, companies, you need to picture yourself as the CEO. And you don't bring anyone in on the next line. You bring in a board of directors, the executives, the vice presidents, right? Because if you bring weak people in at the beginning, that behavior will filter into the rest of your channel, and this will collapse every other month. So my tip to you is bring strong people here. The stronger the people that you bring in your first point, the stronger your channel will be. I want wealth engineers to build a sustainable business. It would be awesome in 4 or 5 years' time when you've got a channel that is running on its own, and you can take a 3-month holiday and know that you're getting paid every single month while you're on holiday, because you don't have to nurse a channel anymore. You've got a strong channel in place. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like. This is what we're going to be building here at DuePoint. And I'll show you the leverage that exists for a lot of the wealth engineers that come up and share their testimonies with us. Just a quick warning, anyone that thinks they're going to get wealthy overnight here at DuePoint, that is a fairy tale. Right? Some people do. They arrive with that kind of idea in their minds. They think they're coming to a presentation, they've got 3,000 friends on Facebook, and they're going to connect everybody, and they're going to be super rich by December. It doesn't exist, right? Your chances are better if you go buy some lotto tickets, and that's 20 million to 1. You have odds of being struck by lightning 4 times before you win the lotto. And so my warning to you is, as long as you're prepared to put the work in, right, to enjoy the success of entrepreneurial opportunity. There is no other way around it. Our business is about longevity and sustainability. If you're willing to put in the graft, I can promise you the results. And that's what the business is about. It's about taking control over your income, not wishing for better income, taking control over it. It requires your activity. All right, so let's talk about our products. So I'm going to go over our products. We've got 4 products here at DuePoint. Their benefit is all financial in nature, and they are all designed with wealth in mind. So our products are either designed to increase your wealth, protect your wealth, or lower your cost of living expenses. So the first product is called Access Wealth. Access Wealth is going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. You've got full access to that fund. There's no notice period on that fund. And then at the same time, you get 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you have this investment in place, 100 Rand is going to be invested for you every single month. You're killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment. So this is the first product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. This is strictly insurance. It is personal accident death cover. The premium is 249 Rand every month, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. Now note, this is personal accident cover. It does not cover you in the event of death through illness or natural causes, right? It covers you in the event of accident or accidental death. But the beauty of the product is that it becomes accessible to everybody over the age of 18. So regardless of your age, regardless of your health status, you can still take out this product and the premium remains the same for everybody. Right? So beautiful accessibility through Wealth Guard. The third product is called Family Wealth. Family Wealth is our new funeral cover product. It starts at 299 Rand a month. You get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members. You also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So in other words, if you have outstanding debt with anyone, we'll cover up to 10,000 Rand of that. And then there's some flexibility in this product where you can up that cover to 30,000 Rand and up to 10 family members. And the beauty of this product is that there are no excluded pre-existing conditions. So regardless of your age again, and regardless of your health status, this product can be taken out by anybody and the premium remains the same, right? So this is the funeral cover product. The last product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points is designed to lower your cost of living expenses. So think about all the money that you spend periodically, monthly. What we've designed this product to do for 299 Rand a month is lower those costs. So we've negotiated discounts and benefits with all the providers that you see over there, all the companies there, and we've tried to cover the spectrum of cost of living expenses with all the suppliers that we've approached. So we've got data partners, because people spend money on data. We've got the biggest grocery chain in the country through ShopRite Checkers. We've got a number of other online retailers. We've got car manufacturers. You get half price on restaurants and hotels through the entertainer, and we are always adding new partners to this product. So this product is always evolving, and you have immediate access to the benefit of this product. Right, so that is Wealth Points. So those are the 4 products. They are designed to be straightforward. If you have any questions, come ask me. Otherwise, go to our website. There's fact sheets on the website. There are in-depth review videos on our YouTube channel. So go take a look at that if there are any outstanding questions. Very quickly, what separates us from typical other financial service providers is our business model. How do we include the public in this collaboration? Well, it's fairly simple. Traditional insurance companies spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. At DuePoint, we don't spend a cent on marketing or advertising. We depend on our wealth engineers, the people like you going out and connecting other people, growing our brand in South Africa. And so because we don't spend money on marketing and advertising, we can take that portion of our budget and we can attribute it to the 2 programs that we have, the returns program and the rewards program. And these are the 2 ways you benefit and derive income out of the DuePoint system. So the first is the returns program. This is the recurring income that you're going to make every single month, right? It is the most important program. It's not as important as the rewards program. The returns program works like this. You earn 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. So remember the slide with all the dots on, what your channel could look like? Imagine earning off of every single dot that you saw on the screen every single month, remember, because it's recurring income. But it depends on where the product lies in relation to you. So the first 5 people in that first example that we showed you that you connected into your channel, that product lies on your first point, right? And on your first point, you can see according to the table, you actually earn double the 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on your first point every month. Those people go out and connect other people. That product lies on your second point. And again, on your second point, you're earning 55 Rand for every product. Right? So if you've got 10 people, you're earning 550 Rand, etc. And then as the product gets further and further away from you, the multiplier starts to drop steadily, all the way out to 0.8. So we've got wealth engineers in 2.5 years, they're beyond 0.30 already, to give you an idea of the potential growth. But we don't freeze you at 0.8. At 0.8, the multiplier is sitting at 4% of the 27.50 Rand, but from that point outwards, you will carry on earning the 4% of the 27.50 Rand. There is no limit to the size of your channel at DuePoint. There's no limit to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. So this is the mechanics of the returns program. The next question often is, well, how much do people earn in this business? Is my time going to be worth it? When will I be a millionaire? Right? That's what people want to know. And so we built this projection over the next 5 years. So it is an assumption based on certain activity that says, well, if you do this activity, this is kind of what you can expect here at DuePoint. So the assumption is that from an activity point of view, in your first month, you can connect 3 people into the business, right? Then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to connect 2 people. So it's 3 in September, 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in December, and 2 into perpetuity. You're going to keep doing that. And if you can keep doing that, after 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. Right? And now this is a great point to illustrate the benefits of paying off your debt a little bit faster. Because I imagine everyone aspires to owning a home, right? Especially if you're younger, you think, I need to get on top of things, buy my first home, become a home owner. And typically when anyone engages in that process, you don't have the cash. So in this example, we've got someone that's looking at a R1 million property. You don't have the R1 million. You'll go to the bank to ask for finance. They'll agree to give you finance based on a bond term, which is typically 20 years, and an interest rate. So let's say prime plus 2. At prime plus 2 on R1 million over 20 years, you're paying back the bank 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years. Right? And after the end of that period, you become a homeowner for the first time in your life. But you join DuePoint, and 6 months later, with some success, you're earning 2,500 Rand. You have the choice of, instead of spending the money like every consumer does in South Africa, you have the choice of trying to leverage your money. If you are focused on wealth, then you can't look at money from a spending value point of view anymore. You have to think 2,500 rand can actually make more money out of that, right? And in this example, if you pay off your debt, it does exactly that. If you put that 2,500 rand as an additional payment into your bond, you don't take 20 years to pay the bond off, you take 11 and a half years to pay the bond off. It'll save you, in effect, just under 900,000 rands worth of interest that you would have paid to the bank. At 12 months, you're earning in excess of 100,000 rand in annual recurring income. I want everyone to picture getting a 100,000 rand check at the end of December. Are your toes tingling? I would like a 100,000 rand check at the end of the year. Maybe someone should go hint to Brendan that I need a bonus at the end of the year, right? And that's after 12 months. After 24 months, you're close to 30,000 rand a month. After 36 months, so 3 years from today, you could be close to 50,000 rand. And this is 2 every month, 2 new people every month. At 48 months, you're close to 70,000 rand a month, and after 5 years, so if you want a 5-year plan, 60 months, you're close to 85,000 rand. That is just under R1 million. Call it R1 million in annual recurring income. Now imagine picking up a 1 million rand check every year from DuePoint. It's not once off, it's recurring. It happens every year. You are building an asset that can potentially keep growing every single month. You can go speak to some of the wealth engineers. They've been able to give themselves a raise every single month. Whereas we are getting used to getting 2% annually from our employers because of all the excuses with regards to our economy. But this is only academic, right? So I'm happy for you to say, but Rob, this is just a formula. It is just a formula, right? But we, every month, bring up wealth engineers that give us testimony. Because I imagine you will believe them more than you believe me, right? And so every month, we've got a number of wealth engineers that come up onto stage, and they tell us the experience and the journey that they've had at DuePoint. We don't only bring up the superstars. We bring out people that have just started. We bring out people that have been around for 2 years and keep persisting, even though they're not knocking it out the park, right? So we give a broad spectrum of experience here at DuePoint. So the first wealth engineers this month were Renee and Henny. You can see they joined 6 months ago. The value of their channel sitting at 1,600 rand a month. And now, as a consumer, you might go, oh, 1,600 rand a month, that's not that much, right? Because you can spend that money quickly. See a couple of fancy handbags, maybe you buy a handbag just like that with 1,600 rand. You would need nearly 400,000 rand in a bank account at 5% interest to derive that income every month. We need to start looking at the value of money very differently. The personal activity that they put in, you can see they've introduced 14 people onto their first point. That's translated to 33 products in their channel because of the leverage, right? And their big aspiration here at DuePoint is to get to rank 9, which is 1,000 products. So you can see at the bottom there, they are 967 products away from that. So it's still early days, but they are fully invested. So they are building pretty close to getting there in about 2 years. Taking them about 2.5 years to get to 1,000 products. They'll be earning between 20 and 30,000 rand a month. We'll check in with them in 6 months' time. Here's Donnie. So Donnie's here with us this evening. So he is one of our superstars. We highlighted this month the road to rank 9, so the road to 1,000 products, what that looked like for some of the wealth engineers that have already achieved that. Donnie achieved that in 16 months. He shot from under 1,000 to over 1,200 products in a single month. So effectively, his channel grew by over 200 products in 30 days, right? That's because of the leverage involved in the business. So to give you an idea of what that journey looked like, in his first month, he connected 1 person into the business, humble beginnings, and then averaged 5 people a month. So to give you an idea, our 3+2, Donnie was doing more than double 3+2, right? It meant that he got to rank 9 to 1,000 products in 16 months. And along the way, he helped 13 other individuals start earning money on his first point. All right. Then our other superstars, Patrick and Pumi, Pumi's here this evening, they took 11 months to get there. They shot from under 1,000 products to nearly 1,400 products in a single month. So their channel grew by 400 products in the space of 30 days. The good old days, Pumi? In their first month, they connected 14 people into the business. They averaged 8 every single month in those 11 months. And as Donnie did, they helped 13 other people start earning money on their first point, right? So that's what the road to rank 9 looks like. Everybody is different. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. Like I say, everyone is running a different race. Everyone's running a different race for a number of different reasons, right? We all got different circumstances, belief systems. The list is endless. You are at liberty to decide what you want out of this business, because our system here at DuePoint is the same for every single person. It's the same for Donnie, it's the same for Patrick and Pumi, and it's the same for Renee and Henny. You get to decide how much time you want to invest in this business to derive whatever outcome that you make as a goal. And so for me, the decision never is so much what you want, because that can be a fleeting thought. I can say, oh, I want a Porsche. I want R1 million a year. Yes, of course. But what am I willing to sacrifice for it? Practically, how can I fit DuePoint into my life to get that Porsche? I love Porsches, by the way. What do I need to do to get there? That's the practical decision we all have to make this evening. Not so much what you want, but how do I fit this business into my life so that I can reach that goal? Joining is very straightforward. It literally takes about 7 minutes to become a wealth engineer. Go online, click on the apply button on our website, or if your lead wealth engineer is here with you, use their phone. You're a wealth engineer in 7 minutes. You get your wealth engineer number sent to you by SMS and email, your password, and you can start doing business. Start applying yourself to this business. Read the code of conduct. It more importantly defines what you cannot do as a wealth engineer. Complete the online training. We have so much training. We recently just did training on Saturday, right? Go onto our YouTube channel. Go look at the training that's there, so you don't have to make the mistakes everyone else made. We've got testimonies and training from the wealth engineers themselves available for you. Set goals for yourself. Write the goal down. Put a deadline on it, because it's the only way you keep yourself accountable to the plan that you need to reach the goal. And then our business gets distilled down to one metric, a single number that you have to worry about. And that's how many people do you need to speak to a month for so many people to join the business. Right? So there'll be a ratio that exists there. You might have to speak to 4 people to get 2 to connect every month. But that's the only number you keep yourself accountable to. Right? So that's all very simple, right? 3-4 steps to start doing this business. You don't have to worry about anything else. Consider getting the merchandise. For any transaction to take place, there has to be trust in that transaction. Otherwise, it won't happen. Our merchandise is not designed as a profit center for us. It's designed as tools to help your credibility and trust when you are attempting to prospect and connect people to this business. Please consider getting, most especially, the business cards. You sit down, you give someone a business card. Right? It shows that you're professional. You will be more successful in connecting people. Join our Facebook page. We've got tons of content getting produced there. The YouTube channel's got all our videos, the testimonies, but more importantly, the YouTube channel hosts the live stream that we do. So currently, right now, this presentation is being broadcast to the entire country. There are way more people watching the YouTube live stream than are sitting here. You're just the live studio audience. Sometimes we get Jane to stand in the corner and she holds up the applause and the laugh signs. It offers you the opportunity of building your channel outside of the town that you live in, because you can very quickly phone someone in Cape Town tomorrow, say, I'm sending you a link, click on the link, watch the presentation, and tell me if you're interested afterwards. I'm going to phone you afterwards. And overnight, your channel can be growing in other towns, right? We use the technology, leverage it. Download the mobile app onto your smartphone. It allows you to do this business in the palm of your hand. You don't need anything else. And that's why I say, realistically, you have all the flexibility in the world of growing your channel regardless of where you are, what time of the day it is, what town you're in, right? Onto our rewards program. So the rewards program, if you can think all the way back, I said there were 2 programs. There was the returns program and the rewards program. The rewards program is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. It is not the ice cream. The returns program is the ice cream, right? This is the cherry on top, but it is very shiny and very pretty and very attractive. You can see immediately there's palm trees and the beach. That's where we'd all like to be, right? So the rewards program basically rewards you for the success and the activity here at DuePoint. So if you start out this evening as a wealth engineer, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer. You can see, is rank 0 on the slide? No, it's not, because you've done nothing, right? You have to get onto the board. Rank 1 requires 1,000 XP. How do you earn XP? We give you XP for everything. You come to presentations, you get XP. You bring guests, we give you even more XP. You log into a mobile app, you get XP, right? There are a plethora of different things that earn you XP. That literally takes 20 seconds to get 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel, and when you meet those 2 criteria, you become a rank 1 wealth engineer, and you get a 55 Rand once-off, not recurring, once-off reward at the end of that month. But what you've just done, you might think, oh, what's 55 Rand? What you've just done is you've proven to yourself that you can get to any rank at DuePoint. Any rank. It goes up to 28. We could only fit in 20. Why do I say that? Because the rank 20s are doing exactly the same thing the rank 1s are. No difference. You know what the difference is, though? Time. The rank 20s have been doing it for longer, right? So when you get to rank 1, you are on the road. And then as you start collecting more XP and your channel starts to grow, the rewards get bigger and better. There are 20,000 Rand checks waiting for you, 50,000 Rand checks. We give tools to our wealth engineers to empower their connecting ability, right? Fancy little devices that plug into anything with all our collateral on. At rank 7, we get these business cards manufactured for our rank 7 wealth engineers. They cost us 12,500 Rand to manufacture. Think about that for a second. Our normal vanilla business cards cost 600 Rand. And every now and again, we get a phone call. Can't we do our own business cards? Because there's a guy on the corner who does them for 300, and I don't want to pay the 600. Now imagine getting 12,500 Rand business cards. If you go ask Patrick and Dani, or Pumi and Dani, very nicely they'll let you touch their business cards, right? They're 4 times thicker than any other card. They're printed on a recycled suede black paper. There's no ink on the business cards. It's all gold, gold foil. Remember how they used to do the Bibles in the old days? It's called gold gilding, right? There's 1 person left in the country that can do them. And those are the business cards you have. Why do we do it? Again, it's a picture of credibility, right? At rank 9, this is the one everyone gets excited about, and this is something that we have highlighted this month because there are 3 months left until all our rank 9s get to climb on their business class flight and along with their families fly to our international conference destination for 7 days, all expenses paid trip, 5-star luxury resort that they're going to be enjoying a holiday at. And this is available for everybody in the room. Like I said, you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 9. So take a look. We documented the last trip. I want you to imagine your toes in the sand while you watch this. You're welcome to take your shoes off if you like.
And all of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
So that's what rank 9 looks like. You saw Patrick and Pumi doing it they did it in a year. Donnie did it in 16 months. One fellow did it in 5 months. Went from 0 to 1,000 products in his business in 5 months. As I said, everybody is different, but this is what is available for everybody. If you go onto our Facebook page, you'll see there are Road to Rank 9 campaigns that we're running there. 10 wealth engineers are going to win 2,000 Rand each just for participating. The draw happens on Friday. 20,000 Rand is going to be won. Right? So I'm looking into the camera. Have all the wealth engineers gone onto Facebook and participated in that campaign? I mean, that's the closest you're going to get to free money here at DuePoint. Everything else you've got to work hard for. At rank 11, we spend 250,000 Rand buying our wealth engineers a brand new car and giving it to them. So we pay for the car cash, we put it in your name, and you get to drive it off our parking lot with a little bit of fanfare. No DuePoint stickers, as you can see. Which car would you like? None of them have got a debit order at the end of the month. That's the car you want to own, right? The one without the debit order. They don't seem to sell them at dealerships. So this is what our rewards program looks like. We are at rank 11. You might think you are wealthy when you get to rank 11 because you are going on a business class trip with your family every year. That's all expenses paid. You're driving in a car that you didn't have to pay a cent for. I'm telling you, we are only getting warmed up. Our rewards program goes up to rank 28. When I speak about sustainability, longevity, our business is designed. So currently, when we have our management meetings, we are always thinking about the next 20 to 25 years in the business and where it's going to take wealth engineers. So do you guys feel like you're just getting warmed up? Well, there's lots to be had. We have some training that's happening on Saturday, so this is just a reminder. It is for our wealth generators and upwards, so those are rank 4s and upwards. So for the rank 4s and above, we start focusing a lot of the training around leadership development. So that's happening at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So any of our wealth generators, if you haven't RSVP'd for Saturday, make sure that you do that. And that's it, guys. So I invite you this evening to come join us at DuePoint. We have designed this business to be low risk, to have a low barrier to entry for that exact reason that you can try this business without worrying about any risk involved. I am completely confident in the system. If you are willing to try this business for 30 days and speak to one person a day, I guarantee you'll be wealthier next month than you are next month. My wish is that everybody that's seen this presentation this entire year gets to have a 2018 that sets themselves apart from everybody else in the country. Because how many of us are going to get to the end of 2018 looking back on the year just going, that was a rubbish year, but 2019 is going to be my year. That's what we wish every year, right? And what's going to happen in 2019 for most of us? The same thing that happened in 2018. If you sit hoping for your circumstance to change, well, then you're like that little packet being blown around by the wind in an alleyway. Start taking control over the future that you want. This business is a stepping stone to that. It allows you to leverage real liberation, right? Financial liberation. And so my invitation to you is make the next 3 months count. See where you are at the end of 2018. My question to wealth engineers always when they come up onto stage and they tell us about their last 6 months or the last 18 months or the last 2 years, my final question always is, has it been worth it for you? Has it been worth the frustration of dealing with people, trying to connect people into this business? And their answer always is yes, it has been worth it. Because if you remove DuePoint from their lives completely, who knows what their lives would look like? And so if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to speak to anyone who wants to chat. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful evening and a very prosperous 3 months. Good luck. Thank you.